We are changing. Yes, we are. We are changing rapidly, each of us, in ways unknown and known, both on the inside and on the outside. And it truly is this remarkable and never been done before process that we are embarking on, both individually and as our entire species. So I'm Sharon Martin, and I am a messenger for Gaia. I tune into her most days and bring through messages from her. And I have some updates for you about where we're at the moment. So today, for example, we are receiving a lot of very fine, higher heart and heart activations. And the sensation of it in my body is this horizontal tingling. So you may be having that experience in your body. So these lights, these beautiful crystalline lights that are flooding in now, they are washing over our bodies, and they are transforming us into this higher dimensional species where we can receive and operate with higher dimensional ways of being, connecting, relating, communicating, knowing. And this is what we are beginning to experience very much in the physical right now. So they're changing us, changing our bodies. We're changing from being like an old dungy car with a cranky old engine and a poor dodgy starter motor and paint chips and scratches and dings on the body to this sleek, fine, very automated vehicle that we have not yet seen on our roads. So that's our transformation. We've been having warm-up ascension waves. Gaia has spoken of that. So that's all in preparation for us. That's to get our bodies into shape, into what Gaia calls ascension fitness, so that we can receive these energies, these frequencies, these vibratory codes in a way that is incremental, gentler on our physical being, because they are strong. We're being gradually and incrementally taken up this ascension spiral, and the ascension spiral holds many different layers to it. So we're ascending from third dimension up to fifth and then beyond, but our focus is coming into fifth right now. And we are healing the density, or healing the wounding and removing the density. So these old programs that have sat in our cellular memory, these historical events, emotional trauma, all of these things that have happened in this lifetime and in other lifetimes, back through time and space, we are attending to and have been attending to these in a very physical way through a whole lot of means, but essentially we are shifting those out so that we can hold more light and receiving this higher frequency light that's changing us from a carbon based system to a crystalline based system. And that's our process. As we're winding up, we're releasing the density, healing the woundings, attending to what arises, and clearing the emotional body and removing density from the physical body, so we can come into this higher aspect, these higher frequencies, this higher dimensional way of being and operating. So we are coming into, and I'm interested to know, are you feeling like this? So I have this total, this feeling of lightness and buoyancy in my inner being, and I'm wondering, is that how you're feeling at the moment? Because we are, closer and closer. We're so close to the this physical ascension that, it could happen today or tomorrow. That's how prepared we are. And Gaia says that, in general, we are ready, and we're just kind of working on the tail end of humanity to assist them to upgrade a little bit more. So I want to talk to you more about that in a moment. So we've been brought lots of opportunities to deal with that. So remember, we spoke about this month, the focus being to come into mastery of being in flow. And so I said to her today, so how does one come into mastery of being in flow? So you might like to do this with me. She said, breathe. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Become soft. Relax the body. Become soft in the body. And smile. And if you are not in this present moment ready to be attending to what is in front of you, to be guided by what it is, then do that process again. Breathe. Be soft in the body and smile. So everything we're doing now is linked to the physical. It's been very interesting over the past few days to be the observer of this. So our higher self is dropping down more into our physical consciousness, into our physical being. Our unconscious mind is coming more into this sort of harmonizing with our conscious mind. We're learning about higher love, and we're pulling that down into our hearts, this higher way of loving, this moving more towards unconditional love. So it's another thing, we're moving from conditional love to unconditional love. We're moving from the separation of one another into unity consciousness. We're moving from lack into abundance, and from limitation into infinite freedom, and a lot of other components. But this is our general trending. We're bringing these higher ways of operating and being, communicating and connecting into our physical world, our physical vessels, our physical interaction. And so this is really this movement, this motion of ascension that is different to anything that's ever happened before, because we are moving into fifth dimension, into fifth dimensional frequency, taking our physical form with us. So we're doing this gradual, incremental upgrading, this process of becoming, and we're on the edges of having become. So be aware of that. Be grateful to your body. Have dialogue with your body. Thank it. Thank it for all this incredible change. Thank it for being in flow, for being out of resistance. And I want to advise that a really beautiful thing for you to do, hello Jill, before you go to sleep each night is just to say, thank you, body. Thank you for the work you've done today. And in the night, higher self, I ask you to work with the body to release all and anything that does not serve our highest good. And make that your pre-sleep mantra. We are returning to our natural rhythms and flows, both us and nature in our world. And you can be the observer of that within yourself. Just allow your body to guide you, to show you the way with that. Okay, yeah. So ascension. So we're so close. We're so close to ascension, and many are ready. Gaia says we're working on gently waking up the tail enders. But what I want to say to you is to remember that every soul, they've already made their decision. They've already made their plan. They've already made their ascension strategy. So I always see this as these things that are kind of etched on our hearts or engraved in our souls, that we know that the moment that we're going to pass over, we know the moment that we're going to ascend, and we know the process by which we can ascend. And there's a lot of different ones. So, for example, I'll just see. No, I'll just do them off the top of my head. So, Gaia has said that 70% of our current population will ascend. She has also said that some may take a couple of years to fully come into their fifth dimensional form. She has said that of the 30% who will leave, there are still, some of that may be some of the 70%. So some people will leave the planet in what we would call a normal transition. They have decided that they will die. They will leave their physical body and take their spirit into the spiritual realm, because their body is not up to this transition. And some of them will be just returning into their soul space, if you like, and may choose to reside there for a while, have a break from being in a physical form. And some may not come back to the earth. Some will return to the earth in a new body. Some may come in as walk-ins to existing bodies. We're going to have a lot of soul walk-ins. Some may leave because their work is done. They are complete. And these do not have to be people who are elderly in their years. So children, we've had children who have come here for various reasons, and they may leave as well. So what you need to know is that your children, your grandchildren, they have all decided. They have all decided on a soul level what they will do and how they will ascend. So some may ascend because their physical body is up to this transition. They've done enough of their healing. They've addressed their wounding. They have shifted out enough density that their bodies can make this transition through this ascension wave, this big flash that will come. And so they will stay here. Some haven't, and they may leave through death, or they may be taken off planet to be held somewhere and return. But I want to really encourage you to sit in the knowing that that is all planned and orchestrated, and that it will be perfect, and that your role is to hold your highest vibration. So there are souls that have come to the earth to take up space, to play a role, and now they don't need to play that role any longer, so they're leaving. There are some who have come and they decided to leave at this time because they were aware that their experience here would mean that their body would hold too much density, and so their contract was to leave and take the density. It's like an instant uplift. And so everyone has come with their own kind of contract around that, and there's a whole lot of variations on that, leaving and returning in a new body, leaving and coming back with a replica of the old body, taking your old body through, leaving and going and having a new experience somewhere else, being taken off and housed somewhere else, be that a planet or be that a ship. I don't know. I haven't kind of tuned into that too much. Doesn't matter to me. Those who have chosen that, they'll be safely taken away and then returned, and we will be, in this new earth experience, and that could happen any moment. So your job is to be ensuring that you're in the best space to be able to receive this light, and know that your body will go through this transition. You will likely be put to sleep. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's it really. It's to sit in this light, to bathe in this light, to know that everything is in order. And we're not waiting, but that is how close we are to this experience of having this ascension as a human and as a planet. And it is that close. It is that close. So just hold that in your hearts, in your knowing. Know that everyone has already made their plan, their decision, no matter their age or their position, that it was made as a soul decision as to what and where that soul would be at this time, and begin to attune to what is happening more through your physical body as these higher ways of being, operating, thinking, connecting, relating are dropping in. So the old programming, the old world, the old conditions, they are very much crumbling away now. There's in the physical, they're starting to do that. So we've energetically had that dissolution, um, de this pixelation, I guess. But now it's showing up as this physical crumbling. And so that's very much, everything is now happening on this physical plane. The fifth dimension is dropping down more into it, and the third dimensional aspects that we're taking with us are coming up, this sort of sandwiching, this merging that we've been going through for a while, but it's definitely dropping into the physical now. So we can begin to be having conversations and connections with others through heart space rather than through head space. We'll begin to be being receptive to the nudges of what it is that we're to do. And we're coming more into present moment, being able to be in flow. We're coming into the mastery of that so that we will be guided as to what to do in this moment. Does this feel right? Yes or no? If it's an I don't know, it's a no. It's either a no, not ever, or a no, not now. But an I don't know, all you have to know is if it's not a yes, it's a not now. And so when you're starting to interact with yourself, you can use that as a guide, but start to really be attuning to the nuances of your physical body. Start to notice where you might feel contraction, or expansion, or light, or energy, because your body is going to be starting to communicate to you, with you, in a new and higher way as our fifth dimensional form is dropping into this physicality. And this is our form that we're taking through into our fifth dimensional world, and we're so on the edges of it. We're so on the edges of it, you can probably taste it. You can probably sense it. It's exciting. It really is exciting. So, if we are to take our focus to our third dimensional world, there's a lot that can draw us in there. There's still a lot of fear mongering going on. And, there's that lovely acronym about fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And we have to work with the energy of that. So if you feel yourself becoming fearful, maybe feeling something in your solar plexus or in your gut, ask, what is that? Is that truth? Is it not? And you just deal with those things bit by bit, because we're really in these finer nuances, this dance of coming to the edge before we shift over into our new way of being, into our new dimensional space. And so everything that arises, be asking those questions. What is this? Is it real? Is what I'm being presented with in the physical world, is that the reality that I want? the energies that we are faced with and enmeshed in at the moment are so quick that whatever we focus on, we're going to have this very quick turnaround. And especially if you are, of the genre of working as a manifester, you'll be able to manifest things very, very quickly. And you'll be very aware of this, because if something shows up right here for you that you didn't want, then you need to make an adjustment in your mind. But for all of us, there's so much illusion that's been presented to us. There's so much falsity. There's so much in the lie department. Now begin to use your sensory body to be acting like your GPS, and begin to use your heart as the communication tool, and you use your head as the logical figuring out tool. This is your communication and as your decision making tool, and be aware of where it is that you want to be and want to go, and what you want your reality to look like, feel like, what you want that experience to be, because this is us becoming our own co-creation model. This is us learning to operate in a brand new way. And so we're creating our own reality. We're co-creating our own world, our own new way of being with one another in our fifth dimensional space. And we do that. We do that through envisioning and holding the space for it to come. And as soon as we get caught up in some, especially the sort of propulsion of this fear-mongering stuff that comes from the media through both written and visual and audio form, it lowers our vibration. So just allow that to move away and have your focus on what it is that you want to be experiencing in this fifth dimensional world, because all of that will help us bring it in more quickly. We're building to that. We're so close. We're on the edge of the cliff and, about to be thrust out into this fifth dimensional space. And it's the same with everything that we have been told. Hold it lightly. Hold it with the possibility of it may be so, it may not be so, and at some point I will know what is true and what is not. It doesn't matter. So if you just let that go lightly, you'll be in a better place to be focused on how it is that you want to feel. So very much be using your physical body as this GPS, as this navigation tool through this time. And know that everyone is in their own process, that everyone has their own plan. And I think that that's all part of our mastery at the moment as well, is to let that go. And that can be a bit of a journey, to let go of your children, of your partner, of your grandchildren, that they may have a different journey to you. But I have to tell you that a lot of our young children, they are really here to be our future teachers, our future professors, our future guides, and then they know exactly what they're doing. They might just get there in a different way to you. Anyway, it's very beautiful, this energy today. It's very fine and soft and uplifting, and I wish you a beautiful day. Much love from my heart and from the heart of Gaia. Take care.